eForms is really the dynamic workflow of how you can get through returning the system back to its normal state. Now, the first two steps, if you notice, say no operator action required. So I didn't touch anything as an operator once I launched this. Again, it's up on my pad. When it stops, it tells me you need to increase line feed. From those entry points you put in, if you go back and look at our original sheet, you'll notice that because the lime, it was too low, it was too high, so we need to raise lime. So this is directly from the treatment goals that either the supervisor or the plant engineer put out on how we want to run this plant. Now it is getting integrated into an actual operation of, hey, go increase lime feed. Now, is this a checklist? No. A checklist is a linear follow through where it says you do step one, do step two, do steps three. So realistically, could you write this in a checklist program? Absolutely. That said, hey, I did the calculation. I saw I was in a high condition. Go do these steps. However, what OpsTrakker brings to you in eForms is dynamic decision making. And how this happens is, if you can see right now, it goes step 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. The reason is the first step is actually defining a data point that is in the Canary historian that I want to go read, and says, hey, where do I want to go within the historian to find a data point? This is the data point that was just recorded. And it says, hey, this is the data point you want. This is what it is right now. You could imagine if this wasn't a manually entered data point, if a decision was made based on a tank level or a flow meter, that you would want the most up-to-date reading of it and not hope your operator saw the right number when they made their decision. If you've got that digital signal, because of the ability for eForms to use API and the ability for Canary to allow that API function to happen, we can read real-time process variables and allow that to drive what action should be taken. So in this case, again, it was a manual entry point, but you could easily see how something else could drive this. Now, I'm going to show you the hidden steps. Because what happens here in an easy, again, I showed you my hands, no code way, right? It's an if statement. It says, hey, if you're greater than 40, show me these actions. If you're less than 20, show me these actions. Very simple if statement built in there. But again, if you look how any procedure has been written, there's always a decision point with multiple outputs based on some kind of analysis. And that analysis we usually leave up to a human to make.